my strength lies. I know where my strength lies. But I ain't stressing about the problems in my life today. Seems like a struggle after struggle, still you made a way. I choose to place my faith in you rather than be scared. Nah, I ain't made a million yet, but I ain't begging bread. That game I played every day, I need you in every way. By my side all the time, make me up, no Mary-Kate. Hold me down and keep me straight. Your promise you'll never break. Despite the troubles I find, you make a way of escape. From the low life get hard, I know I'll be okay. Cause you gave your life to take my sins away. You gave your heart, I give you praise. Storms they may come, but I never fade. Cause I know where my strength lies. 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 Yeah, cause you gave me your all when I was just...
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of the Truth Zone, which is the new title of what was formerly known as Monday Meditation. I'm your host, A.C. Davis. This is my wife, Ivy.
Hello.
All right. And we're excited. We have something special for you all on tonight. But before we get started about what that might be, as always, you all, those that are watching, let us know in the comments that you can both hear and see us clearly. That way we know that we're coming through good. You know, I always do that because with technology, you can never really know. And I don't want to get into a whole 50-minute conversation and y'all can hear none of it. So, yeah, just let us know quickly in the comments that you can hear us and see us good. And then we're good. We'll be good. What's going on? I see Regina Elaine is on. Saint Cook. Danny Strickland. What's up, bro? Saint Cook's waving. Thumbs up, Regina. All right, so that means that we are good. All right, so for tonight, since we are in February, which we can call the month of love, we decided, we reached out to Felicia Gray to find out if she would be willing to allow us to do the special thing of hosting episode 3 of our podcast, which is called, drum roll please.
Oh, drum roll.
Why are you clapping?
Wait.
No, don't even worry about it now. You know what? The moment is over. It is completely over. Can't even follow instructions. Right? Simple instructions. It was nothing in
drum
anything
roll.
I said about clapping.
Man, you know I'm churchy.
Don't even know what happened just now. So we off to a great start, as you can see.
Drum roll.
Don't do it now. It's the moment is over. I just want you to know that. So what we were trying to do is announce that this is going to be episode 3 of our podcast, which is titled Undefiled. If you have not followed us, usually our podcast launches on our personal page called the Davis Clan, which you could find. I will not leave her alone.
Thanks, sis.
But you can find Undefiled on our personal podcast, which is on the Davis Clan. That's both on Facebook, it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube, basically all social media. I think the only one that's different is Instagram, and Instagram is the real Davis Clan. So that's normally where you can find the live videos of our podcast, and you're going to also be able to go back and listen to them as well as soon as we get the official podcast page launched. So we partnered with the Healed Soul Life on tonight to give you episode 3. And episode 3 is titled
Table Manners.
All right, so we'll get into that and what that is about. So we're excited to be able to be here. Thank you again for the Healed Soul Life for gracing us with the opportunity to be able to share and bring this episode live. Now, if you saw the picture, you saw in the picture I put, a little thing about another giveaway taking place on tonight.
Giveaway.
All right, so we want to talk about what the giveaway is and how you get entered to be able to give it. So, Bet, you want to do the honors?
Wait, I need some paper.
You need paper. Why do you need paper? What you're talking about? What the giveaway is? You don't need paper for that.
But okay. So the giveaway is. You want me to tell it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the giveaway is a trip, and it's basically.
It's called glamping.
It is glamping, and it's like camping, but you having the updated essentials, like you're not sleeping on the floor or anything, you're sleeping in a bed, he can explain it better, but it's a free trip.
So basically what it is we somebody sponsored us to be able to give you on that good old gospel ship. Somebody was able to sponsor us so that we'd be able to grace you with a gift card to go towards the trip of glamping. The gift card is of $150, so it's enough to cover, I think, one night stay. Yeah. So if you want to stay more than nights, then the Lord be your guide on that one. But at least covers at least one night stay. And so I just want to read for those that never heard of what glamping is, what that is, so you kind of get an idea. All right, so when you look at glamping, what is glamping? Glamping is still camping with some, but not all of the added amenities. So they offer everything from tree houses to tent cabins to vintage trailers, domes, rentals, and a mountain view that'll make you want to leave. It's not your traditional campground site, but it's not like a 5-star resort either. So you have things like my wife mentioned, you can have bedding. So instead of you having to do like the sleeping bags and stuff like that, you have a bed that you can sleep in. Some of them come with refrigerators, some come with electricity, heated blankets if it's cold, air conditioning if it's hot. So basically it gives you the experience of camping with some of the luxuries that you need. So basically it's camping for the bougie.
Yeah, I'm not going to be outside and sleep on the floor. Camping for the bougie, baby.
Camping for the bougie, yep. So you can do the outdoor stuff with the indoor amenities. And so we got the gift card. And so in order to be placed in the drawing to win the free gift card for the trip, all you have to do is be live with us on tonight. So you have to comment so that we know that you are live. You have to share the actual video. We'll go back and see who all shared. And also like or laugh or comment or even angry face. So those are the requirements for you to be able to be entered into the drawing. And then we will announce the winners on the Davis Clan page.
And let us know that you shared too. Right.
So as you share, just hit share it in the comments again. And so we're excited, and thank you to the sponsors that were willing to grace us with the opportunity to be able to do this. It is a phenomenal thing. My wife and I are actually considering about looking into it for ourselves. Camping for the allergic.
Pretty much.
So make sure y'all stick around to the end of this video so that you can make sure that you are entered into the chance to win the giveaway. And as always, we're always excited to be able to give away. If you have not seen previous episodes, we're always doing giveaways. We've given away Amazon gift cards. We've given away couples games. And so this is just what we love to do, and we're excited about it. We're all about helping couples. Okay, so we spent a lot of time dealing with that. Let's get started with today's show. We're talking about table manners. So table manners is basically us really just diving into the question that most people ask whenever they enter into a relationship. And that famous question is,
what do you bring to the table?
See, I love my wife. She knows how to finish my sentences. All right. So, what do you bring to the table? It's a question a lot of people tend to ask whenever they're going through the situations of being you should be thinking about getting married or even entering into a relationship. So, babe, when you were meeting me, right? What was your expectations? What did you expect me to bring to the table?
Meeting you, Jesus, you and this preacher rag.
Look, I'm sweating.
Meeting you, I expected you. After I got over the initial fact that I'm married and I have a man now, I expected you to take care of me like my daddy did. Always getting my hair done, nails done. I expected you to treat me like a queen, and and basically just provide for me all the way around. That's what I expected from you.
Okay.
What did you expect from me?
I expected you to cater to my every beckoning call and need. I expected you to never question my authority. Yeah.
Keep going.
I mean, I ain't saying you did it. Now. We're not saying what you did.
Okay.
Right? We're talking about what I expected, but in all seriousness, I really expected, from a general standpoint of you to, household chores, you know, so I didn't have to, you know,
do them.
Yeah. You know, be, you know, whatever the kids need, you know.
And still be able to have time for you at night.
Yeah, you know. You know.
That's a lot.
That ain't a lot.
Jesus.
That's not a lot.
So you expect me to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and have time?
You preaching.
Have time for you to want to rub and touch at the end of the night.
And not just have time, but to make time and to make the time glorious.
Oh, okay.
Those were kind of my expectations. Now, with that being said, do you feel like I lived up to your expectations?
Nope.
Well, you could have took time to think about it.
Okay, let me think, baby. Let me think. I don't truly. No, you didn't, baby.
I think the first note sounded a whole lot better.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't. Because I would say. Sorry, that's not bad.
What's going on?
So, what I was saying,
you were saying how wonderful I am as a husband.
Oh, that's not what I was saying. But when we got into the marriage, like I said, I had this mindset of you was going to take care of me like my daddy did, and you did do that, but you didn't do that because when we got married, you know, we started off, you know, on a rocky ground, you know, and we didn't have what we have now. God has graced us to what we have, you know, we have, and I thank God. But anyway, so when we got married, you know, I couldn't get my hair done all the time, and I didn't get my nails done, and I wasn't, you know, living fancy and all that stuff. So it was kind of disappointing, but at the same time, I wanted to be with you, so I didn't care about it no more.
And you know, now that I have the floor, you know, because you didn't ask me if you lived up to my expectations.
Did I live up to your expectations?
Well, you know, the Bible says.
Oh gosh.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it like that. Now in our actuality, yeah, no, you didn't really live up to my expectations.
You said yeah, no.
Yeah, no, like it was a yeah and a no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like yeah, no.
Okay.
It was like that. Because honestly, you know, like you said, you came from an environment where there was a lot that you were expecting from me that I could not give you. And I believe that in that, there was a lot that I was expecting from you, but because you wasn't getting what you was expecting from me, it made it harder for you to be what I was expecting from you.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think some of it was too, like, you just didn't know how, you know?
Yeah. True.
And I didn't really understand that at the time. But yet, I guess the point that we're making by starting off like this is that prayerfully what you can see from us having this dialogue, and this is unscripted, by the way, is that when we really take time to look at it, what we expected from one another is not what we brought to the table at the start of our marriage. Thank God we've made it all the way to, what, it'll be 9 years this year?
9 years.
I ain't never been with nobody this long.
Never.
You ain't got to agree.
No.
I mean, it's good because I wouldn't want you to I'm not competing with none of the other people.
But 9 years.
9 years. And so, but the 9 years were, like she said, it had a rocky start. But I think a lot of people limit what they think marriage can be because of that question, right? So they think that, and y'all can give y'all suggestions or comments, questions while we're talking. We are interacting with a live crowd. So, but a lot of people look at, okay, what do you bring to the table as being the question that has to be answered? And in it being answered, depending on the answer or depending on the expectation of what you think they should bring to the table determines whether or not you feel like you can have a justifiable, a working, a successful, a living marriage.
Well, let me start by saying this. I had a friend, well, associate, I should say, and she would always tell me, like, you know, oh, you don't need to get married because you need to go back to school. Oh, you need to get married because, you know, you don't have the top college degree and you don't have the greatest job, and I'm like, okay, and like, what I gotta do with love? And then when we got married, the next step was, oh, don't have any kids because you don't have a college degree. Don't have any this and that because you don't have a good job. And I'm like, what does that have to do with love? So, and I'm not pushing on knocking anybody who's waiting to get a degree before they get married. But in our situation, like, that didn't matter to us. Like, we started from the bottom and worked our way up from the top together. And now we're here.
I think what would really fuel that is that I think we live in a society now that when they think about the question that we're talking about today, a lot of people are looking at it from the standpoint of, like you said with your friend, once I get in a relationship, it hinders my ability to become a better person. It hinders my ability to grow. It hinders what I want to do in life. And in some instances, that statement can be true. Because even the Bible talks about, when it talks about your relationship with God, it talks about how marriage can, quote unquote, hinder your relationship with God in some ways. I want to make sure I get to these comments before I finish my thought here. Sonny Cook says, a lot of people think what you bring to the table implies financial assets, professional accolades, 401ks, etc. I was about to say ETC. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Did either one of you say, why did I get married, or did I marry the right person? We'll get to that. Let me finish my thought and I'll get to that statement, Nelson. Like Sonya Cook was saying, a lot of people, when they think about what do you bring to the table, they're looking at like, what value do you add to what I have going on? Mm-hmm. And so they're trying to figure out what is it that you do that's going to sit on this table that we're trying to build together. And a lot of times we have in our minds what we think the other person should have that's going to fit, or what we feel like we need. Now, here's the problem with that, though, right? So when you look at it, and I saw something today I think it was online. Now, I don't 100% agree with it, but I love the power behind the statement. And I'll tell you why I don't 100% agree with it. But let me say it first. So they said the statement was that every marriage starts off with 2 funerals and then the marriage ceremony. And basically what they were saying was that in order for you to become one, mm-hmm. then you have to let go of the individuality that you kind of had beforehand. Mm-hmm. Now, here's why I disagree with it. I disagree with it to the extent that it's not so much that you lose your individuality, but there are parts of you that really do have to die in order for your marriage to work. Right. So I do agree with the part that there is a funeral. Mm-hmm. But I don't agree that the funeral is every part of yourself. Mm-hmm. But there are parts of you that's just going to have to die. And so that means that most times when we think about what somebody's bringing to the table, it's selfish. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do that's going to add a value to what I've got going on? Right. Not how do we build this table together. Right? Let's get to the question here. I'm going to let you answer it. Like,
what?
Yeah. So the question is, did either one of you say, why did I get married, or did I marry the right person?
Oh, yes. Yeah, because when I got married, I'll tell you, y'all, because when I got married, he was like the perfect guy.
I still am.
He was like the perfect guy. Like, he did no wrong.
I don't do.
And it's like, he was just perfect. And then when he put the ring on it or whatever, and we got home and life started happening, and I'm seeing how he really living. And I'm like, your mama told me.
Wait, first of all.
Because listen, before we was at his mama house and she was on here cleaning up or whatever, and she was cleaning up after AC, and I was
we might have to cut this live short.
She was cleaning up after AC or whatever, and she was like, when y'all get married, this is gonna be your job. I say no, because he ain't like that. He just, do you like that? He ain't like that for real. Because he's perfect. There's nothing wrong with him. And then when we got married, and I'm having to realize, like, oh, your mama was right. You do leave your clothes on the floor. You do leave the toilet seat up. What? So it's like, did I marry the right person? Is this the same person I was dating? Because this he was totally different once we put the ring on, and I'm like, did I marry the right person? Because this is not the same person that we would go to Finley Park and go to different
5 minutes.
places.
That's all you got.
Okay.
You taking too long to answer the question. What is all of, we got to see? This is why you got to have scripts.
No, I'm gonna tell it
because people go off script. You ain't even talking about what the show is about. Well, don't let the saints of God pull you.
Okay, baby.
Come on, huh?
See, everybody telling me to tell it. They need to know the truth.
They don't drive the show. We do.
They need to know the truth about.
No, now listen.
Okay.
Let me tell my part.
Okay, so there were plenty of times to answer your question. There were plenty of times where I'd be like,
well, it was to both of us. He said to any of y'all.
Oh,
right?
Well, tell your side. Tell your side.
I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it.
Go on, tell your side.
I wasn't gonna do
what
it.
I did.
Oh, but that petty spirit is sitting on me real heavy right now.
Not petty.
Oh my God. So when we first got married, you know,
get that preacher.
No. You know who you married. You know who you said yes to. Get off of me.
No, I said
Lucy. When we first got married, I expected of her to be the queen that I saw. I mean, she was so nice. She was so gentle. She was so caring. She was so loving. She understood. When I talked, she would look at me with those Google eyes. Like she was just listening to every word that I say. And she was like, I need you to lead me. I don't know. I'm trying. I need a save, man. And she just made me feel like I was just all of this king. But baby, when life hit and we had our first disagreement, I realized that she worked with them diverse tones. I'm not talking about cussing. But her tongue was way more quick to snap back than I thought that she had. I said, Lord, what happened to the submissive?
I was about to say, I never did because I thought you was.
I ain't going to lie on you now. You ain't cursed. But, baby, you know how to chop somebody up with words without cursing them out. I ain't know she could do it like she did it. Hurt all my feelings. That's why she laughed, because she know it's true. I said, what is wrong with you? I said, Lord, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this here. I didn't sign up for this. That ain't the mouth I married. That's what I said. I said that ain't. You can take that back. I didn't marry that one. Where that came from? How did we get here? You tell me. Was you always talking like that? So to answer your question, yes, we both asked that question. We both wondered, why did we get married? As a matter of fact, we said often our first year of marriage, I think we spent more time separated than together.
Right. Because everything he did, I was leaving. I mean, he'd look at me wrong, I'm gone. What you used to do? Just the pettiest stuff to get underneath my skin.
I didn't do it to get underneath your skin. You just were so easily offended. Because you were not. Was I? You were just so easily offended. That's what it was.
Easily offended.
The Lord had to deal with her. The Lord had to give her grace.
And I ain't gonna lie. I had a mouth. I did.
Thank you for admitting.
I had a
Holy Ghost.
I had a terrible mouth, so I can admit that.
Whew, that's a weight off my shoulders.
Stop that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Lord.
But the Lord is good. Yes, mouth. I had a terrible, but the Lord is good. I had to learn how to talk to him and how to respond to him. And I had a couple older ladies rebuke me.
And I thank God for them.
I do too. So it was.
You don't feel that in the air?
I don't. I don't. I don't. But yes, I had a couple older ladies rebuke me and had to really set me down. Like, you got to straighten up.
That's why community is so important, because I'm gonna mind myself, because I still gotta be mad to him and get out the lie. So let me calm myself down.
No, you good. Tell the people because they need to know. I tell all your business.
You sure do. You sure do.
Tell
telling the truth now. Nelson says, pray for me. This mouth is deadly. Listen, Lord, loose here.
Oh,
Loose. Let that man have peace. Loose.
I let you have peace.
I'm talking about Nelson.
So did I let you have peace?
I'm getting it now. Thank the Lord. 9 years. Walking into my peace.
Well,
we don't. I don't know now. She said, I'm sure it's not all useless. Look, Sonya.
Is not, because this elder that y'all and see on Sundays and on this live.
You got to rub my back like that.
This elder make you want to.
See, I knew that would come. Stop now. We on live. People gonna be able to replay this.
Well, listen.
Talk about loose.
Listen, but I mean, that's what we brought to the table, and we had to recognize that our expectations of each other were not
accurate,
right?
Because especially for where we were, and that's very important. One of the things I like for people to know is my wife didn't know this at the time, but when she married me, she married my potential. She when I say she married my potential, there was an expectation of what she wanted me to be. But there was a lot of things that I was not yet. There was a lot of things that I was not prepared for. Now, she didn't marry me for my potential. I want to make sure that that's clear. So she didn't marry me for who I could become, but she married me for who I was, but she also married my potential. All right. So like she said, one of the things, and I don't want it to be skipped over, I love the fact that she mentioned that she looked, when she got into the marriage and she realized it wasn't what she expected, she reminded herself that even though he's not what I expected him to be, I still love him. She loved me for who I was, not for who I could be, who I could become, but for who I was. And because of her learning to say, even though what I thought he was going to bring to the table, I don't have this at this table, and this table is not as full as I thought it should be, I love him for who he is. And now she gets the benefit of a better table because she was willing to love me when I didn't have it.
Yes, brother bought me a house, brought me a car, gave me beautiful kids. Yes, he did.
Y'all saw how I set that up. Now the same woman that was talking about me is praising me. You see, you got to know you got to.
He's so deep. Listen, but you got some more views, so you might want to tell them about the giveaway.
Okay.
Who wasn't here.
All right. So my wife want to make sure that everybody has a chance to win. So we're just going to reiterate. So we are doing the giveaway. The giveaway is a gift card towards a trip to go glamping, not camping, but glamping, which is camping, but it's just camping for the bougie, as I've coined it. But it's just basically to cover at least I think up to one night. Depending on what you choose, because you can choose to do so many different types of glamping. But anyway, basically all you have to do to win is share the video. Continue to comment as you all are doing, and we thank all of our live audience for being here. And make sure you like the video, and we'll go back and pull the names from those that have shared, liked, and commented, and we'll do the drawing. And the winner of the drawing will be announced on the actual Davis Clan page. So,
but you have to let us know you shared.
And so far, only one person has commented that they shared. So, make sure you comment in the comments.
This is, y'all, like a free trip.
Yeah.
Like, we giving away a free trip.
Enough to cover one night now. So, don't.
It's still free.
Still free. So make sure you comment in there and let us know that you shared. We really want to make sure that we bless. And again, thank you for the sponsors for being able to allow us to do this. Okay, we got 1, 2. I got to go back. All right. We got some people that want to go glamping.
Hey, I want to go glamping. You want to go glamping?
No. Yes, I'm gonna take you glamping. Look, you see, oh boy, you see how quick that was?
You see how quick you said no?
You see how quick all it took
was a no.
We're gonna do a whole show about how deadly it is to tell your wife no. Because that whole atmosphere in the house just changed. Look at her face. That was not scripted. That was genuine shock. She was not expecting that surprise on her face. Was genuine. You can't.
So you telling me yes, babe, everything is if it's not yes, it's I think about it. And I think about it. I know how to turn that. I think about it to a yes. So.
You better watch yourself. I know that much.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, he bless you.
All right. Not so. And again, if you had any questions concerning what we're talking about or any comments, we'll read your comments live as well. For those that are tuning in, thank you again for the Heal Soul Life for affording us the opportunity. We got about 10 to 15 more minutes before we have to jump off. So let's continue the conversation. Monica says, I hate that. I will think about it. Listen,
change his mind, sis.
Don't
sis,
follow
you
her.
know what he asked at the retreat.
Don't, oh, Lord. Tell her go to Sonic.
What happens at the retreat
stays at the retreat. If you don't know what the retreat is an event that we have at the church, Raymond Word Restoration Ministries, where our bishop is Bishop Dr. Carl D. Perry, Pastor Kamisa Perry. And
did you just do it?
I did. I did. It didn't come out the way I thought it was.
It did. It came up.
It I can't go back either because it's live.
Okay,
so
you're right.
I can edit it for the actual recording.
Don't worry about it.
Just however it came out just now, just how it's gonna have to go. Don't show Bishop. He was like, what was that? Yeah, I had to get my name out of that shit.
Wait, get back to because you about to show out. Stop.
I'm just saying, like I wouldn't even be upset. I'm like, Bishop, I don't know what.
Okay, because he so back to table manners.
So again, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So again, basically the point that we're making, even though we're being comical, is that whenever you're looking at what somebody brings to the table. So, I knew it. I knew she was gonna do it.
Back to the script. She'll go all night.
She hollering hysterically. That's her big nickname, hollering hysterically, double H. But anyway, whenever you're looking at it, right? The point that we're making about tonight is that whenever you really think about marriage or building a relationship in general, you have to realize that the person who you're marrying may have moments where they're not the knight in shining armor for the man, or they're not the, I guess, proverbial Proverb 31, and they deserve a little bit of grace. Because of the fact that, and it's something that, again, this goes back to the marriage retreat, that it was a question that was asked, and they basically asked, because there's a saying now about stop trying to find somebody to make you whole. You be whole, they be whole, and then your two wholes come together. So the question was asked, can you really be whole completely before you get married? And the reason why that question was asked is because for a lot of people, one thing, and anybody that's married, they can attest to this, your spouse helps you develop in a lot of areas.
Right.
Like, I've literally become a better person because of my wife. Because of what I have to be for my wife. Because as a man, there's certain things that I have to do because I have a wife now. I can't make certain excuses. So there are parts of me that I had to develop that if I didn't have a wife, I wouldn't have had to develop. Just like there are parts of you that you have to develop that if you didn't have children, you wouldn't have had to develop. And so the question was like, so can I really be whole? And so in today's society, I think a lot of times we put so much of a demand on people to be everything we want them to be by the time that they meet us and decide that they want to be with us, that is unrealistic, right? Perfect example, babe. Remember that post that you saw on Facebook about the type of man that you want? And it was like a save hood. How did it go?
For me, a golly hood nigga.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. That's what it was.
Go ahead and roll the credits. go ahead and roll the credits. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Goodness, oh my.
I'm still working with this mouth.
Oh, gee.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been fun.
Sorry. Babe. I'm sorry, y'all.
But y'all wonder why I won't let him out the pulpit.
Oh, Jesus.
Getting back on subject.
Sorry. Troop zone, exactly. Sorry, Susan. Okay.
She's talking about she done lost my. I'm sorry. I saw a seed. Because
I'm sorry, y'all.
She learning.
I'm like,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, Jesus.
We're going to pre-record these now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So we out here talking, y'all hear
Oh,
pre-recorded. That's she done said the wrong thing. I had to block it out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Getting back on topic. So when you said that you wanted that type of man, what I was trying to get to is that in order for a man to be that, they got to go through so many different experiences in life. Because if you want a man that's from the hood, he has to go through that hood experience, which a lot of times create a man that's not always as emotional or emotionally vulnerable. But then you also want him to be hood in certain areas, but emotionally vulnerable to you. So then he has to go through experiences in life where he learns how to be emotionally vulnerable. Then you also want him to be saved. You want him to be godly. So now he has to go through emotions and situations in life where he gives his life to God. And so by the time, imagine how much life he has to live before he develops all of those characteristics that you want him to have. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So at some point, you got to be like, I'm willing to be with him before he's developed.
Right.
Or you're going to have to be willing to wait till he fully develops to what you want him to be before you get with him.
Right.
It's one or the other. You can't have both.
Right.
So that's I think that's kind of where we kind of falter whenever we're thinking about what we're expecting from people. Like, look at the age. Like, if you're trying to marry young, if you're young, you're going to get immaturity. There's no way that you're not going to. I think the statistics say most men don't truly mature, and I'm, not trying to, but I think the age for women is like 25, but the age for men is in their 30s. Yeah. So they really expect that men actually fully mature at a younger age. Even if they're successful, doesn't necessarily mean that they're mature. And so with that, a lot of times you just got to come with some level of understanding. What am I really, is my expectations meeting what I'm trying to actually do? Or do I have an expectation that the person who I'm trying to be with can never meet where they are? And so again, you don't want to, she's talking about late 30. I didn't say late 30, I said 30. But again, these are things that you have to consider whenever you're looking at marriage, because again, and people said it in the comments, you want to make sure that you're giving your spouse or your partner grace, because they might still be developing. Really, there is no right. You're always developing, you're always growing, especially even after marriage, because now the two become one, and merging and becoming one is not an easy process. It's a painful process.
When you get married, you just don't know how to be married. You just don't know. I mean, you go from dating to married, and I didn't know how to be a wife, and I don't know if you know how to be a husband, but I know for sure I didn't know how to be a wife. You have examples.
And you have guidelines. Like, we know what the scripture says about what a spouse should be. And in a lot of ways, the principles of God never change, but you also have to realize the culture that you live in too. One thing there was a comment that they were having. It was young people. I think it was like their late teens or early 20s, and they were talking about relationships. They wasn't even talking about marriage. But the women were answering the question about what they expected the men to be. And they had all these high standards of, he needs to be able to do this, do that, do this. And it was basically the breakdown of what a traditional man husband should be. And then the guy's response was, so you want the man to be traditional, but you're not the traditional woman. He was like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Naming what most women would consider to be a traditional woman, like the cleaning and stuff like that, cooking. And a lot of them couldn't do these things, which you kind of find to be a common thing in today's culture, because, again, the people are trying to move away from traditionalism. And he said, so if you're not the traditional wife, do you think it's fair for you to demand and expect the traditional husband? Like, how does that measure up? And so again, you have to be honest about today's society. Like, my wife, she's not the chef. I do the cooking. That's how we were raised. I was raised, my mom, my dad, they raised me to cook. So I didn't need her to be the traditional wife that cooks in the kitchen and has my meal ready for me when I came home, because I can cook. So my expectations from her, they're not totally traditional because my needs are not traditional.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so in that same aspect.
Now, see, I do cook, but I don't like to cook. He loves to cook. Like, that's what he loves to do. So if you want to cook, that's fine. And some people be like, oh, you the wife and you supposed to cook, which is true. But every marriage is different. Now, do he cook every day? No. I do majority of the cooking, but
No, you got the floor, baby. You winning.
So I don't do the majority of the cooking.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, we eat out too. But
so I'm like, let the Lord use you.
We eat out too. But I do cook on some days, and but still, every marriage is different.
Right.
And I wasn't raised, when I was in my household, I didn't do a lot of cooking. So when I got married, I didn't do a lot of cooking. That wasn't it. If I had something to eat, somebody cooked it, or I got something to eat. So when I got married, we'll cook every now and then, and we'll go out.
Now imagine our environment if, I would have put that type of demand on her. Like, you the wife, so you supposed to cook. So I'm gonna make you cook. That would have made us. We would have had a miserable household.
Right.
But instead of me doing that, trying to force traditionalism, and I'm not knocking it. I don't, because again, it's not. But I'm saying, if God graced me to have the experiences that I've had, to where I had the assets to be able to cook, then when I got a wife that can cook but doesn't really like to cook and isn't as advanced in cooking, okay, fine, I'll cook. And we good. Now
it does work for us.
Right. But everybody's situation is different. So Kasani says, I'm not a cook in name only. Didn't lie to him. He knew that. That's why I was always right. But see, exactly, like, for real, it's just the reality of the situation. And so you have to be honest when you're asking those questions about what do you bring to the table. The whole purpose of you asking that question isn't so you put a demand on the person to be something based off of your expectations. But the purpose of you asking that question is because you're supposed to both come and say, this is what I have of value. This is what I have of value. How do we mix this to make a better life for both of us? So that says, I will talk with you Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
I know who can't. Oh, Lord. She said, I know many women who can't boil water.
Listen, I can boil water now.
Yeah, you do that good.
I can boil water.
And Fabuloso.
What?
You boil Fabuloso?
That's when I'm cleaning. Oh, my God. We're not talking about cleaning. Now, I do the cleaning. I clean up something now. He won't clean a lick.
We're not talking about that. Stay on topic.
I clean.
Stay on topic.
But he'll cook and I clean. That's how we do our thing.
Steer the conversation the right way, because she be going left.
No, ain't no going left.
But again, we just wanted to talk about that. Again, we thank y'all for tuning in. Those that have shared, I think we've seen the shares in the comments. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments and all of the interaction. Again, if you're not familiar with the show itself, it is called Undefiled. We usually go live on a Saturday, so we go live one Saturday a month. So we'll be live in the month of March on a Saturday, usually on the page called The Davis Clan. You can find that on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We are always on there. We also sometimes we do like the little comical videos or little things that our kids do. So you find all of that on the page, man. So again, we thank y'all for tuning in. This is episode 3 of the series. The whole series is titled From Dating to Marriage. So it's been a blessing. We've just been diving into it. Oh, thank you. Tawana Chestnut says you both are awesome.
Thank you.
All right.
I try my best on here, y'all.
Pink for the Cure says love y'all. We love you
you too.
And awesome. I really enjoyed you both. Thank you so much.
Y'all have any questions?
Yeah, anything y'all want to add before we jump off, or any questions, let us know. Also, if there's any show ideas or any questions or anything you want read live on the show while we are live, y'all can make sure to reach out to us. You can email us at undefiledministry@gmail.com if you want to remain it's not incognito.
Anonymous?
Yes. Thank you.
I did it, babe. I did it. Y'all, because y'all don't know these words. I have trouble with my words.
She came a long way. A long way. Love you too, Monica. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So as always, we're gonna make sure that we get the giveaway. It'll be live a couple minutes after we get off the live. It won't be live, but it'll be on the page. The name of the winner. So we're gonna drop the names into what we call a hat, shuffle it around a little bit, pull out a name. Whoever wins gets the gift card. All right. So we definitely want to be able to be a blessing. Thank you to the sponsors once again. If the Lord in so doing, as my wife likes to say, puts it on your heart to want to be able to sponsor or any type of way, reach out to us. We'd love to partner with you in your businesses, different things that you have going on, to be able to give people something to just make them remember, to keep it special. The love that you have between you and your soulmate, your partner, your wife, your spouse, your husband, however it may be. Again, this is just a show that we come to talk, to help you to get through those moments in life so that you know that you're not together. We're building a community of people that are walking a journey called marriage together, and we're grateful to be able to do it. We want to again thank the Healed Soul Life for giving us this platform.
Thank you.
To be able to have this show on tonight. It has been an awesome experience, and we love the community. Those of you that know me, AC, I have been a teacher as a part of the Healed Soul Life community for what has been formerly known as Monday Meditation, is now called the Truth Zone. So I'm excited about that and excited about what that's going to look like. So there are ways that you can sow into the Healed Soul Life to let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. So many different moderators, they are committed to coming on to share content, words, insight, encouragement, inspiration to help you become better, to help you heal. A lot of the moderators will tell you that since joining the Healed Soul Life, we have healed from things that we didn't even realize were a part of us. So if you want to help that journey continue to progress and grow and reach further audiences, the Cash App is right below the video. So you can give or donate however you're so led. Again, we want to make sure that we thank them and thank the moderator or the founder, Felicia Gray, for the awesome opportunity.
Thank you.
She said, I did share, as a matter of fact, look at her, she's so awesome. She said, I did share the stream, but give my name in the hat for someone else. All right, we will do that. That's such an awesome giver.
Put our name in it.
Yep, I'm gonna put my name right in that hat. Again, so thank y'all for tuning in as always, man. Continue to keep all of the moderators in prayer. Keep marriages in prayer in general. Hold up, I want to go back, make sure I get all these comments. Okay, keep all the marriages in prayer in general, and the singles. Those that are, keep the singles in prayer so they're not jealous. I'm just joking. But seriously though, keep the singles in prayer so that they continue to be kept as they're waiting for that one and not battling with unnecessary insecurities. Because the enemy does not play fair. So let's make sure that we remember the singles. So we do know that there are some of those that are not currently married that still will watch the show. They do enjoy our company, and we enjoy your presence. And we're actually working on finding ways to make sure that we have gifts for the singles that do watch. So continue to stay tuned. We're working that out as well. So again, thank y'all for tuning in. You can catch us again live via The Davis Clan on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Until we speak again, peace.
Though life gets hard, I know I'll be okay. Cause you gave your life to take my sins away. You gave your all, I give you praise. Storms they may come, but I'll never fade. Cause I know where my strength lies, strength lies. I know where my strength lies, strength lies. I know where my strength lies. I've been down for so long, I've been down for so long. Told me to hold on. Yeah, hey, mama told me to hold on. I told her I'ma hold on, and I let go. Cause I've been down for so long. Feel like I've been down for so long, but I won't let go. I'ma put my trust in the Lord. I can only trust in the Lord. Yeah, mama told me to trust in the Lord, so I'ma put my trust in the Lord. I remember days barely making ends meet, working hard, I ain't getting no sleep, bills paid, don't know what we gon' eat, and the next check don't come for 2 weeks. Man, I really had to trust in the Lord. You really learn to trust in the Lord when face the only thing you can't afford, kinda crazy. See, I was trying to be my own savior when he already died for us. Had to change my mind, be reminded who I was.